Day! Happy Earth Day! Raise your sign, show us what you got. Happy Science Day! What a beautiful day. Look out, the snow-covered peaks storing up our stream flows for this coming year. Grass is turning green, the trees are budding out. It's a beautiful day to be here. It's a beautiful day to celebrate science, because science is the voice of the earth, right?
Yes! Yes!
Science unlocks the mysteries of the earth to make us better at treating the earth as it should be treated. So when I woke up this morning and I look across the Gallatin Valley, see the Spanish Peaks. It's beautiful. It's going to be shining in the morning sun and the green grass growing. I think about my upbringing in Billings, Montana. And if we took a day just like this in Billings, Montana in 1970, and we stood up on the rim rocks and watched the morning sun hit the Beartooth, it would have been filtered by sulfur dioxide. A brown cloud hung over Billings because we have 3 refineries and a coal-fired generating plant. If we went down to the Yellowstone River on a beautiful day with snowmelt just starting to rise, it would smell somewhere between simple green and a feedlot, because we weren't treating our effluent. Almost every small town as we drive from Billings to the west was dumping poorly or barely treated sewage into the river along with the industry. We weren't treating Earth well. If we made that drive from Billings to Bozeman and we saw a bald eagle, it would make the headlines.
Yes!
Really? There was 14 eagle nests across this entire state. 14. And now how many of you expect to see one on your way to work every day? And if we continued on over the next pass into Butte, there's a river at the headwaters, or the river that starts at the headwaters of Butte, Montana. It lay dead for 100 years. Fish literally couldn't live in Silverboat Creek until 2006. And if we went on to Missoula, Montana in 1970, we would experience among the worst air quality in the world. Literally. The smokestacks and the effluent being poured into the Clark Fork down in Missoula was horrible. So how can we stand here today when we have this abundance of wildlife, clean water, beautiful, clean air, great fisheries? How did that arrive? You tell me.
Science!
Sorry. I get a little excited. Science did that. Science told us that if your children swim in water replete with mercury, their brain development is going to get mixed up. So we stopped dumping water, untreated water, into the rivers. Science told us that DDT that was finding its way into our waterways and filling up fish were killing off our bald eagles, our ospreys, and birds because their eggs literally couldn't survive to hatching. They were too soft. So what did science do? Science guided politics and said, you know what? We got to get over this. Science showed us that we can restore our fisheries. The Clark Fork River is undergoing a scientific transformation from a dead river to a blue ribbon trout stream, even as we speak. All this was a gift of science, because in the 1970s, Montanans, as Dr. Whitlock alluded to, said enough is enough. We want our politics to be guided by science. We don't want to sit here, in the words of a Missoula resident, and crawl around on a heap of slag, just barely alive. We want clean and healthful environment, and we got it in our Constitution. This happened because of science. Science told us that by stocking fish into our local streams, the Madison, actually was detrimental to the fishery. It didn't help it out. And so a scientist named Dick Vincent stood up for the politics and said, you know what? We got to stop stocking our streams. What we got to do is make the water clean and clear and let our rivers function the way they should. And now what do we have? We have the best cold water fisheries in the world.
Yay!
Our fish and our wildlife and our abundant open space and clean air and clean water provides us with a billion-dollar industry in Montana. But what's our politics all about? Tell you what, I apologize for my language before I go into this, but a good friend of mine, a biologist down in Dillon, Montana, once said, he goes, "Without data, you're just another asshole with an opinion." We need science to guide our politics, because politics, left on its own devices, is all about ego. Right? It's all about power. It's not about the common good. Science, as we learned from the real scientists, is objective. It's repeatable. It tests, and it answers questions about the earth that help us be better people, more healthy. I mean, you all know this. Your life expectancy in 1970 was probably 65 or 68, depending on your gender.
Uh-oh.
Now we're up into the mid-70s and low 80s.
Are you expired?
That's the gift of science, which led politics. So what do we have now? We have a campaign going on, and we have people saying, you know, Clean Water Act, let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of the EPA. People that charge. What? I mean, this is where politics leads without the guideposts that science provides. We all live wonderful lives. Sure, we could get paid more, you know, might get a better job, but look at what we live in. That was created by you because you stood up and you march for science and the earth. So thank you, organizers. This is a great event, and it's so meaningful to me. Thank you all for showing up, Montanans. I'm fired up because you're here. We're here together. So don't get me wrong. Let your faith be your anchor, but let's let science be our guide. Let's go out and march. Stand strong, Montana. I appreciate it. Have a great day.